Hello, Mark Surgeon again, and it is time to take a look at the house itself. So we can add some details by making a texture for the roof. So material editor is opened. We need a new material sample and rename it to roof tiles. Not floor, roof. Okay, and drag and drop it onto the scene and onto the rooftop. Okay, here we go. This is quite nice. We need a map, and this map is a diffuse map. Is prepared and named as roof tile. So this is a map roof tile for me. If you were looking for a texture like this one, use the keywords tileable roof or seamless roof tile, or seamless or tileable is usually, or texture usually are good keywords if you want to create something that is working in the 3D space as a tile map. Now make it visible, and wow, okay, there's something trouble here. I don't see the texture. Just shift Q to quick render. Okay, now I've got an error message. Error message tells that okay, I've just recognized you trying to use a map, but this time you're doing it wrong because there is no UV coordinates. So I will hit on cancel. I don't want to render because it will show nothing else, just this one. But anyway, so if you just press on continue, this was just something pure brown. Now the reason is this roof was actually created by extruding a triangle. So the triangle was created here, and then this edge at the top and the side were extruded, and that created and generated this section of the roof. Now the problem is I don't want to edit the UVs. I just want to quickly solve this problem by using a UV map. UV map is always an easy and quick solution if you don't have something specific, so something special like a character head, like a complex shape like a mushroom or skull or whatever. So in this case, just quickly use the UV map. The UV map, this one is one step better, but as you see, we have this. So it shows something, so we can recognize the line of the tiles, but it is not the good orientation. So orientation has to be updated. Now, wow, is it possible? Z is okay. No. Try to Y alignment. No. Try to X alignment. Oh, that's fine. Now X alignment is absolutely fine. Okay. When we spent some time with the grass, we used these settings, and these are also working. But if you don't want to be that accurate, or you don't have to be that accurate, you can work just by eyeballing things. Then you can go to the UV map and select the gizmo, and without any adjustments here in the length, width, tiling, you can just use the scale to scale up and down to make it more dense. And don't forget, check from camera. Okay, it looks believable. Okay, I will use it. No. It's same both orientation. Maybe, yeah. But this one is better now. Okay, so I have this UV map. This works fine. The texture is loaded. I can use the same texture as a bitmap, as a bump map. So from the maps, here's a tiny trick. I can drag and drop the same texture to the UV bump and make an instance. So that means if I change something at the diffuse color texture, it will be updating. It will update and keep the similar changes matching with the original one. So now we have an instance relationship. If I'm going into the editor this tiny icon shows that if I want to break this relationship, I can make a unique or just make a copy. But here anyway, so this make unique button, if I press on this, that will break the connection. I don't want to do that, so I will keep it as it is. And because 30 is quite low, I will increase it to 100. It's depending on the rendering. Sometimes 100 is way too large. I just want to use it for demonstration purposes now. So I'm zooming in, Shift Q, and check how it looks. Shift Q again. Okay, the bump is also working, so there are tiny indicators of bumps, these edges. For example, showing that there's some kind of a bump effect, but it's still really flat. Now, what to do if we want to change this flatness? We can use displace as a modifier. Okay, we have displace as a material. Later on, I will explain it when we will use it as well. But right now, we just want to make a physical, simple, visible in the viewport displacement. Now, from the modifier list, I will call displace, and this is nothing else, it's just displace. Okay, so there are multiple versions of displace. This is just a basic simple displace. Okay, now to make it work, we need a map. That map is, in this case, is a bitmap. It will be the same map as I've used previously as a diffuse color. So texture house, and that will be map roof tile. You cannot make it visible because it's not working as a texture, it's working like a map for the extrusion. Now the problem is there is no extrusion yet because first of all we have no strength, and the other thing, we have no resolution. So what you cannot really displace this if you have no resolution. Now to increase resolution, we will use a turbo smooth underneath the displacement modifier, and this turbo smooth it should be increased level 4. Yeah, iterations 4. Don't go crazy, okay? Don't go crazy, but it's depending on the bitmap resolution. I think this 4 iteration will give a reasonable amount of displace at the end. Okay, I'm going back to the displace and adjusting strength. Okay, now what happens? So this guy just don't know what to do. The reason is the following. The displace actually contains a couple settings, just like a UV map or something similar, and has its own mapping system. It is handy for some time, but in this case it's not that good. So we want to get rid of it because we already have a UV map and we already adjusted that. It's quite easy. So you just have to check use existing mapping, and from that point it will switch to the map that we had just adjusted, but there's still kind of a mess because the strength is too much. That's problem 1. And the other problem is that usually the bitmaps are way too noisy for displacement. Displacement works best if you have a slight blur on the images. So I will add the blur and going back, and as you see, there is still quite a lot of displace. I might even increase the amount of displace and the blur as well to make it more accurate. So these tiles are pretty impressive now. Okay, if the displacement is too much, for example displacing too many, the amount of displacement is too much in the entire plane is flying off, then you can use the luminance center, or you can use the Desay to slightly modify it. So now I'm increasing the, say, luminance center, and luminance center offset can help me to make it fit with the somewhere the original volume. Okay, that's nice. Right, so camera view, rendering it, and it is still there. I was a little bit low with the center, so from that angle it shows that I was a little bit low. Let me zero out. Okay, so somewhere that. All right. Okay. Now, what to do with the house itself? We have a wall texture, uh, but if we are just simply using a simple wall texture, that could be quite boring. So we will use a mix to create cracks on a wall, but it requires some channeling. We also have UV channels, not just material IDs and not just color channels like diffuse bomb. We also have UV channels. Now, there's a new material, and this material is used on the walls, and just rename it to walls or wall. And in the diffuse, I will instantly open up a mix because it will be a combination of the two. So the first map, the black one, will be a bitmap as wall, like a wall diffuse simple texture. Let me show it. So this is the wall texture. It's kind of a old, it's not plaster, but it's some kind of an old wall paint, and I want to make it visible to check. Okay, I'm not 100% perfect. I'm that satisfied. Oh yeah, there's some stretching. As you see, there is no cavity, there is no room here. It's just an offset, but at least we don't want to make that edge appearing this way. So I will call a UV map. UV map as a box, because single projection is not ideal, so we need a box projection here. And to make a no distortion free projection, I will set it to 2 meters, 2 meters, and 2 meters. Now the density is too much, so I just quickly will switch to gizmo and change the gizmo size. Okay, I'm pretty much satisfied with this one. That's right. Inside there is no distortion, there's no blurred edges. Okay, keep it as it is, and there's my other texture. The other texture, this was the wall. The other texture will be the cracks, wall cracks. Opening it up, make it visible, and okay. Okay, I like the size of the cracks. It's absolutely fine. This UV map is absolutely working. And now the third map will be the mix amount. Now, okay, loading up bitmap, and that is the wall mask. Open up the wall mask and make it visible to check. Now, this one is not that good. My problem is if I hit render shift Q, the mixing is actually working. My hand painted texture for the mask is cool, but it looks like clouds on a wall, just like crack clouds. It's not really fun to do. So I want to switch it and reorient this map to the ground. So I don't want to see it everywhere. I just want to see in the corners and some areas in the lower parts of the house, of the wall. Now how to do that? I have this UV map. If I turn it off, this is what I'm looking for, but if I'm turning it back on, okay, what to do? If I'm using another UV map on top of it, UV map, that simply ruins everything. Now everything is switching over. How to deal with this? The problem is easy to solve, but it requires some attention. So I will delete this one And uh, going back to the UV map, and please take a note. We have map channel set to 1. This is the default value. We have this set to 1. We also have this channel indicator in the material editor. Now that means you can create multiple channels for your textures, and this way one map can use one UV map channel, other map can use another UV map channel. Even if you are on the same object, same model, you have the same material, you have kind of a different addresses, you have a different codes for different layers. So this way, I'm sure that I don't want to mess with this value here. I like the way it is, but I will call a new UV map, and I will set it as I wish, so it will be a box, but it's not a map channel 1, it will be a map channel 2. And now I would change the size, set it to 10 to 10 to 10, and I will make sure that this mix amount map, this is the wall mask, is also set to map channel 2, okay? Because otherwise, can you see I've changed it here, but there's no connection between the two. The reason is simple. This UV map is adjusting map channel 2, but this mix amount map that's loaded here in the material editor is still using map channel 1. Now I have to update it. Hey guys, so switch to 2. And now the change is happening, so I'm switching to gizmo subobject mode to easily and quickly adjust and stretch out my map, stretch it here, move, just moving it on, make it larger, even rotate it slightly, why not? Okay, that's it. Alright, I like these patterns. Okay, I like this. Now let me see the results. So I'm going back up. Now I have all the 3 maps. I have the mix amount. This is not a random map, this is a painted map, and I'm show shading. Shaded is okay, it's kind of nice, but I want to see something different. Turning on this one, what happening? The material editor simply cannot recognize the map channels. So again, if I want to make sure that I'm really checking the results, I have to render it by using the shift Q or any kind of render. So I have strictly render it, and then I can get my accurate results. So this is the way to combine channel information for different type of maps. You can use quite a lot of channels. So if you are mixing, for example, the one map is for the diffuse, you can use for that one, and you can combine different bump maps. So it's up to you, but you can generate quite nice effects by using different map channels. But don't forget, when you are adjusting the map channel here, you have to pay attention and adjust the map channel in the material editor as well. And even if you adjusted it well, it will not show exactly the things you adjusted, but it will be there. So shift Q, this is the result. So we have the grass, we have the roof, walls, and we have this sidewalk created. And now it is time to create some lights. That will be the next part.